Guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So here today to have a little bit of a play with a variation on a theme. So a variation on these specimen slides, basically using patterned paper. So I don't think I feel like I've seen these done before. And they're probably an acquired taste, but I just think they look absolutely gorgeous. So I thought we would come along and have a bit of a play and see what we could, you know, come up with these. These are obviously some that I just tested out, you know, before obviously doing the video. And obviously that's a plain one, which, you know, I've done previously. So what I have brought along with me today is just a few patterned papers, which I thought would make, you know, hopefully potentially quite nice, you know, specimen slide things. And I've brought along also, obviously, you know, some butterflies and things like that to put in them. And again, obviously, I've got, you name it, it's on my desk. And what I've also done is I've used those Avery printer labels that I have been using lately and printed off some of the butterflies here onto here. So we'll have a play around and see what method kind of works best. These ones here, I have actually clamped, well, I haven't clamped, but you know, squashed I was going to say a live butterfly, but clearly not a live butterfly. A printed butterfly in between sticky label, clear sticky label and tracing paper. So we'll just have a play and see what method works best, really, whether, you know, you're better off actually printing them onto the clear label or whether actually, you know, clamping them in between actually is quite a nice method. So yeah, we'll just have a play and see how we get on, basically. So I've just brought along a few papers that I thought would make some really pretty specimen slides. So I've got this one. This is just from my Slipper and the Rose kit. So I'm just going to fold it down, you know, to approximately where I think. I mean, obviously I don't measure anything, so we're just, you know, we're just winging it here. And then I've got here, this is a 4.4 by a 2.4 centimetre rectangle punch. So all I'm going to do is basically punch my, you know, my hole for my specimen slide. So how I do that using this, because obviously this is quite a small rectangle, is I just punch it twice. I think I have actually made these slides with you guys before, so I'm probably just, you know, waffling on. What I've done is I've drawn a little black line there with my Sharpie where roughly is a good spot to line up my end of my rectangle, if that makes sense. Just so as I, you know, so as I know roughly what makes a good size rectangle for those specimen slides. Okay, so that is that, and I will just trim that down like that. Yeah, I mean, I love patterns and colours and, you know, what have you, as you know. So for me, just doing some of these in patterned paper rather than plain, I mean, I think the plain looks wonderful and lovely, but I just literally the other day kind of came to me that I thought, oh, you know, that would look really cool as a specimen slide paper. And I mean, I think they look really cute. So hopefully you guys will think they look cute too. So I probably need to take that down slightly more at the side, but you know, I'm not going to get too pedantic about it because obviously no one's really going to be measuring and judging and what have you. So then what I've got is I just got, she says, and now I can't see it. Oh, here we go. I've got here the Avery labels that I have been using. So this is that, just for those people who haven't seen, these are Avery clear parcel labels. They are one sheet per A4 page, and you get 25 in a box. They're transparent, and it says here virtually disappear when applied. They really do. They're you know, they're really good. I think. So, I mean, I've only used them obviously a few times so far because I've only just recently got them. But, you know, they're pretty good. So far, so good. So, all I'm going to do is take a little butterfly. So, I'm just having a look here to see what... I mean, actually, that's quite a good one for that. I was going to cut out a new one, but actually, that's quite a good one. So, all I'm going to do is take that with my... Again, she says tracing paper, and now, where is my tracing paper? Hold on. Oh no, what have I done with that? I mean, actually, weirdly enough, I have got this little bit of tracing paper, which was left. I mean, as you can see, it's kind of the same sheet of paper, but it was left from a different project. And I'm just wondering what it would look like if I had coloured in there. It might look good, it might look horrendous. You know, I really don't know. But let's give it a try, because it's all good fun, isn't it, to try these things out. So, just going to cut out my label in the first instance. We're going to take that up like that. So all we want to do is obviously, why am I making this so overcomplicated? I have no idea. Right, let's just trim this down. Honestly, I don't know why, but sometimes as soon as you put the video on, you're like, oh, clueless. You know, obviously I've made a few already, and now my my method's gone completely out of the window. I have no idea why that would be. Right, so I'm just going to take this you know, pinky shade of the tracing paper, and I'm going to place the butterfly. I mean, actually I could probably get it out of this piece here, so I'm going to take the butterfly, pop it onto there, take my label, peel the back off. I have very gluey fingers, I'm afraid. I've already been doing a couple of videos this morning, so they now are very gluey from the other things I've already been doing, so I do apologise for that. Oh, come on. Right, okay. The label is coming. Right, here we go. So I'm going to take the label, and all I'm going to do is like clamp the butterfly in via the label, if that makes sense. Oops, what have I squashed into there? Glue. I've now got glue squashed into there. So we now have butterfly and glue. Not really what I was hoping for, but never mind, never mind. So I'm just going to cut round where that label is, like that. Okay. And then, so make sure it's kind of, you know, really nicely stuck to the butterfly. Well, I mean, you don't have to use butterflies, you could use anything that you like. And then all we're going to do is glue that into the slide. So we just go round like that. And then obviously you want to glue your actual slide, specimen slide itself, you know, together. So apply lots of glue around there, and then a bit more glue here, so it's going to be glued round on both you know, parts of the frame, if you see what I mean. So we're just going to pop that down like that. You can just move it slightly if you need to, and then I'm just going to apply a little touch more glue there, just so it's, you know, held really nicely in place. And then just press your slide over like that. Okay. Okie dokie. And then obviously at this point, you know, you can trim it down, because now it's stuck together, you're going to get a more reliable trim, if that makes sense. So you can trim it down all around. Oops, I think it needs to come down slightly more, probably on that side. Now not very straight. Okay, so that's one with obviously that pale pink tracing paper. I mean, to be honest, you know, it's hardly any different to the clear, but you know, just for that sort of slightly different look, I guess. And then you can obviously decorate that up with, you know, something else. So you could put some words there or something. Let's have a look and see what we've got laying around on my desk. Got one of those little clock tiles. We could have one of those. That's quite cute, isn't it? Let me just see what else I've got before I decide. Now, where is my lace? That's the question. Where's the lace gone that I thought that I was going to use? I can't see anywhere. Oh, and it was all going so well. Right, let's just bring in maybe this or something. So again, let me just chop this down just a tiny piece. And then I'm just going to probably just chop that in half like that. So we could just have that there like that. So I'm just going to now ink this up. Get some book page to just ink that up against. I mean, actually, it's quite pretty not inked, funnily enough. Quite liking it not inked, but we will go round. So we'll just go round, I think, more just around the edge of this piece today, because I'm quite liking that pretty pink. So it seemed like a bit of a shame to sort of cover it up completely. And we'll just pop that bit of lace down there, like that. Okay. Just trim that off at that edge. And then might just have this little chipboard tile. That's quite cute, isn't it? Whoops. Yeah, I quite like that. So let's just ink that up. This actually is not very circular. Can you see there? It's just got a squared edge, where obviously I can't even remember when I made these, to be honest, but I obviously mucked up making it somehow. So but it doesn't really show up, to be honest. It looks fine now. Now it's stuck down, and I'll just see whether I've got any little flowers. So these are just those mulberry paper flowers. So if I just pull that apart there, we could just maybe just there to the side is quite nice. So we'll just ink that up a little bit. You can just pop that down there like that. Oops. Oh, come on, glue. Okay, so we just pop that one there, and then let me just pop that to one side. Okay, how cute is that? Really, really cute, isn't it? I just love how they look. So that's our one using obviously the, you know, something stuck between the sticky label and the tracing paper method, if that makes sense. And then what I thought we'd do is just try one using the purely, you know, printed onto the tracing paper method, because, you know, as I say, I haven't tried that, and that might just be you know, a really good method to use. So I've got these butterflies here. Again, I'm just going to cut this down, and I might need to cut into the next butterfly to get that big enough to go into the hole of the rectangle. We'll see. Right, so let's take another paper so that they all have a bit of a different appearance. Let's take this blue. So this is from my blue velvet. So I'm going to just pop these here. So as you can see, because I mean, I just think they look really pretty. And yeah, I think they're really fun to make. Is that all of them? I can't remember now. Oh no, there's another one. Right, so again, we'll just take this one. Now, obviously this has got those roses along the middle. So I just want to have a look and see whether, am I going to get a rose in, or like if we put it this way up, would we get a rose in? Or actually, am I better off doing it this way round and forgetting all about the rose? I think probably is the better thing to do. So I'm just going to trim that down. Like that. Okay. So we'll just fold that like that. Okay. And exactly the same, we're just going to take take that rectangle punch, and then we just punch once, and then I just move down so that the last line is roughly next to my Sharpie marks, and that's how I know, what sort of rough size that I want that rectangle or that, that square to be. So that's that. Now let me just check whether that's going to fit in. Just about. It's quite tight, but just about. So I'm just going to take now my tracing paper, which where has it gone? I don't think I found it last time, did I? I had to use actually a little offcut. So I'm just going to bring some in that I've got behind me from something else that I was doing the other day. Oops. Or perhaps I won't, because perhaps I haven't got any left actually. No, I don't think I've got any there. Right, okay. I have another sheet buried here. I know that I do because I bought it here the other day. So let me just locate it. Honestly, you think I'm going to be really organised, I'm going to come along with this and this, and honestly, then you get filming and you realise that you haven't really been organised at all. Right, so just take our label and then just pop that straight down onto that tracing paper. And obviously nothing's being clamped this time. Oh, I've now got glue on there again. My fingers are really inky and gluey, I'm afraid. So every time I'm touching anything, it's obviously now, marking the page and things. So probably better to do this when you haven't got really gluey hands like I have at the moment. So that's our little butterfly there. And we're just going to do it exactly the same as we did the last piece. So again, just open that out, and then we're just going to, again, glue around our frame like that. Oops. Then we've got to glue, obviously, around here. Obviously, we will be cutting this down. Which I should have probably done first. So that's that piece, and then I'm just going to glue around this frame here, like at the front, and then just a bit of extra glue there. Okay, right, let's see. Oh, I've now got lace hung off my jumper. What's going on? Right. So just pop that down like that. Just need to move it over slightly. Okay. I don't think that's really in the middle, but it will do. So just move it slightly. Okay. So again, let me just take my wipe and go all around, clamping that down together. Like that. And then we will just trim that up. So just straight across at the bottom and then in at the sides. Like that. Oops. Oh my gosh, what hideous cutting was that? Not a lot better that time, to be fair. A little bit better. Just a little bit here. Okay. Okay, so that's that blue one. So really pretty. I mean, I have to be honest that actually on the tracing paper, that butterfly is not as prominent, obviously, as it is being squashed in between. But that's because these are quite pale butterflies, if you see what I mean. So, I mean, for instance, if I had used, obviously, like this one is a darker colour. This butterfly here that I made, this original one, was with the Gosford Green kit. And they are obviously quite dark butterflies. So obviously it shows a lot more. This one, you know, doesn't show quite so much. But it still looks pretty. So again, I'm just going to now ink around this. And then we'll just decorate this up with some prettiness. So we just ink around a little bit. Oh, I really must change my sponge on here. It's getting like worse and worse. So it's just terrible. Right. So I've just inked that up a little bit, and then let's just have a look and see. I'm just literally lifting scraps that I've got laying around because you know, it's always good to obviously use what we've got laying about, isn't it? I mean, that's quite nice with the white, weirdly enough. I probably prefer it with the ivory. Let's see what else we've got. I mean, those flowers look really pretty, so a little blue flower would be good. And now I'm not sure whether I've got anything like that. I could have that. No, I don't think that's quite right. Let me just have a look in this coin album, which I'm pretty sure there is a blue flower in here. Oh, I've actually got this little cluster and that little blue one. So let's just pop these back in. I know that I have shown you this coin album before, but it's just brilliant. These are just great size. I mean, obviously not everything fits in there because some things are much bigger, but it's pretty good. Oh, that's monstrous on there. So definitely not that. Oh, maybe not that one either. Oh dear. Right, back to the drawing board. Let's have a look and see what else I might have laying about. Actually, I have those. That's really nice, isn't it? Makes that quite blingy and fancy. Let's just pop those on there. So I'll just pop that lace down. And then we'll just pop these down. Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. Gently does it. All right, okay. So that's that one. So that's quite a blingy one, but really pretty. Really pretty. So yeah, I hope that you like them. I mean, I think they're just really fun. Let me lay them out on here on a sort of more plain piece of paper so that you can actually see them. But I mean, I just think they're really fun, and I mean, personally, I am always a bit drawn to colour. So although I do really like these, and clearly they look a lot more like the original Specimen slides, I do really love these. And this one here, obviously, this has just got one of my dictionary definitions. So it's got some tracing paper. Oh, excuse the back of the dictionary definition. But the tracing paper, again, was printed with some script. And then it's obviously just got a flower on there. So, you know, you really can play around and have quite a bit of fun, I think, with these. And, yeah, I just think they're really nice to use that patterned paper with. I think they're a bit of fun and something a bit different. So I hope you guys like them. And, yeah, have fun if you decide to make some. So thanks very much for joining me. And I will see you again soon. Thanks then. Bye.